For nearly 1,700 years, it lay silent beneath the earth. No ruins, no memory, just a city that vanished in a single afternoon. When it was finally uncovered, the world didn't find rubble. It found life, frozen mid-motion. This is the story of Pompeii. Centuries before its destruction, Pompeii was a thriving Roman city on the Bay of Naples. Built on fertile volcanic soil, it grew wealthy from trade, wine, and olive oil. Its streets were paved with stone, its markets full of merchants from across the empire. No one imagined the mountain beside them was anything but a source of blessing. At the heart of the city stood the Forum, the beating center of Pompeian life. Here, politicians debated, priests performed rituals, and citizens gathered to hear the news of the day. Grand temples lined its edges, their columns rising toward the sky as symbols of Rome's power and permanence. Beyond the Forum, Pompeii's elite lived in extraordinary luxury. Villas featured painted frescoes, private gardens, and elaborate mosaic floors. Wealthy families displayed their status through art, scenes of gods, myths, and nature adorning every wall. For entertainment, Pompeians filled one of the oldest surviving Roman amphitheaters in the world. 20,000 spectators could gather here to watch gladiators fight, a spectacle of blood and glory that defined Roman culture. Religion touched every part of daily life. Temples to Jupiter, Apollo, and Venus stood throughout the city, and household shrines honored protective spirits. The people of Pompeii believed the gods watched over them, including, they thought, the mountain that gave them such rich soil. Not everyone lived in luxury. Bakers rose before dawn to fire stone ovens. Tavern keepers served wine to dusty travelers. Painted signs advertised bread, wine, and hot meals, an ordinary Tuesday like thousands before it. But beneath that peaceful green mountain, pressure had been building for centuries. Mount Vesuvius was not dormant, it was waiting. And in the autumn of 79 AD, the waiting ended. "17 years earlier, a massive earthquake had already shaken the city, toppling buildings and cracking temples. Some saw it as a warning, most simply rebuilt. No one connected the tremors to the mountain above them. Then, on an ordinary afternoon in late August, the mountain exploded. A column of ash and pumice shot 20 miles into the sky, turning day into darkness within hours. For hours, pumice stones rained down on Pompeii, light, porous rock falling like grey snow. Rooftops collapsed under the weight. Streets filled ankle-deep, then knee-deep, then more. Those who could ran. Families gathered whatever they could carry, coins, jewelry, small statues of household gods, and fled toward the sea. Others sheltered indoors, believing the storm would pass. It would not. Across the bay, a young man named Pliny watched it all unfold and later wrote the only surviving eyewitness account in history. He described a cloud shaped like an umbrella pine, rising, then collapsing upon itself, a shape volcanologists still call a Plinian eruption in his honor. Just after midnight, the column collapsed. Superheated clouds of gas and ash, pyroclastic surges, raced down the mountain at over 100 miles per hour. Anyone still in the city had only seconds. By dawn, Pompeii was gone. Buried under nearly 20 feet of ash and stone, the city vanished from the map entirely. In an instant, an ordinary Tuesday became one of history's most famous catastrophes. For nearly 1,700 years, Pompeii lay forgotten beneath farmland. Generations lived and died above it, never knowing an entire Roman city slept just beneath their feet. In 1748, workers digging near Naples struck something unexpected. walls, paintings, entire buildings, perfectly preserved. Pompeii had been found again, and the world would never see ancient history the same way. Decades later, archaeologist Giuseppe Fiorelli made a haunting discovery: hollow voids in the hardened ash left behind by decomposed bodies. By pouring plaster into these spaces, he revealed the final moments of Pompeii's victims, captured exactly as they died. Today, Pompeii remains one of the most complete windows into ancient life ever discovered. Its streets, its art, its bread still in the oven, all preserved by the very disaster that destroyed it, a tragedy that became, ironically, an act of preservation. This has been History on Paper. If you'd like to see more stories built layer by layer from the past, subscribe and join us next time as we uncover another moment history nearly forgot.